Hi everyone, welcome back to Cloud9 Intuitive. I just hopped on here to deliver a message. Before I clicked record, I did get some messages that I will share with you guys. But first and foremost, thank you so much for being here with me. If you are new here and I resonate with you as a reader, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit the thumbs up, drop me a comment. I love all those things. They really do help my channel to grow. I'm not currently open for personal readings, but I'll let you know when I am. But you can feel free to join us over on Patreon, where if you are a patron, you do get personal readings, access to personal readings, and as well as other things that I write about and think about over in that space. So I'd love to see you over there. But let's go ahead and get into these messages. So I'm feeling a big period of like culminating lessons. And these are very specific lessons. They have to do with partnerships, long-term partnerships. It could be business partnerships. They could be romantic relationships. It could be long-time friendships that you've had. But there's some sort of culminating lessons that are happening here around partnerships, or these could be lessons around home and housing. You could be learning I'm feeling like this is like mistakes that were made that now you know how to do it better in the future. This could also be around money and assets as well. Some of you could be dividing assets or splitting assets or something when it comes to a business or some sort of relationship or partnership. And it's like you're learning very quickly. You're like, oh, I think that's where I made the wrong turn back there because I wound up in this situation right here. No wrong turns. You needed to learn these lessons in order to move forward into this sort of a more unencumbered space. It feels like you're like, this is like learning this lesson is kind of freeing you from the karmic debt. Or the debt in general. Some of you there might be some sort of debt that you're clearing. I don't know who that's for. I also had the song I Love You by Faith Evans. So I don't know, that might be somebody's jam or something, or you might want to go listen to that song. Maybe there's a message for you in that song or something like that. And then I also got, here for a long time and for a good time. So it feels like this next cycle so you've learned this lesson, right? You've had this culminating lesson that's happened or is happening for you as you're watching this, right? And then you're going to move into a period where it's like, take a deep breath. You don't have to worry about that anymore. That is what it is. It's tucked away. You don't have to revisit it. And now you can move into this unencumbered phase, and it'll be a good time, and you'll be in that phase for a long time because you have these now very personal lessons that you've learned that'll keep you from getting into whatever it feels like a sticky situation. It feels like a sticky situation or some sort of like obstacle or something that you've had to overcome. It could be like a personal obstacle, something internal that you've had to overcome, heal through, gain wisdom about, or it could be something external. They said someone, or it could be someone external that you've had to overcome, or something like that, some situation like that. So let's go ahead and hop in here. Start with the Spiritual Awakening Oracle. Whoa, hello. Okay, we'll take them. We have 4 cards here. The Law of Increase. You were born for greatness. So something has been sort of like restrictive almost. You might have felt like your money was restricted or tied up in some venture. You're about to be released. It's about to be released, and you're about to be released into your greatness, into this next phase. That's a good time and a long time and last for a long time. And then you have the Law of Perception. Look beyond the illusion to the one truth. So if you're sitting there and you're looking at the situation that you're in and you're like, I can't even, like, it's almost like they gave me the word dumbfounded, like you're dumbfounded that you're finding yourself in the situation, or it feels like very overwhelming, too much to surmount. look beyond that, because this card always speaks to me and says, like, you're not considering like the power of the Most High, what the Most High can do for you. Like, you've never been forgotten, right? And so even though it might look a little bit again, sticky. I don't know. This sticky. I don't know. That's how they're giving it to me. The situation might look a little sticky right now. It's nothing that God cannot handle for you. Then you have the law of the mental equivalent. Use your imagination to create your dreams into reality. It almost feels like you haven't, because of whatever the situation that you've been embroiled or entangled in, or trying to like sort through. A lot of you, it's like sorting through details, sorting through materials, documents. I'm getting a lot of document type of energy too. But whatever it is, like because you've been so much in that world of like just trying to take care of the tangible things that need, like bureaucratic things that need to be taken care of with regard to this situation. You haven't really been able to think about what happens next or what life looks like next in the future. And I think it's time for you to start envisioning that, because it's going to help you to unstick yourself a little bit faster from whatever it is that you're finding yourself in. And then you have the law of polarity. The moment that you judge anything as good or bad, you set the universe into motion. Okay. So again, this is like a space of like non-attachment, right? It's like, it's almost like, don't sit there and look at the situation that you're in and berate yourself and be like, I can't believe I got myself into this. I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I'm finding myself here. It's like almost like, this is what it is. I needed to learn this lesson so that I didn't make a bad business deal in the future, or I was more selective about a partner that I was choosing, or I didn't let toxic friendships leech on to me for longer than I needed to, or I ignored red flags. Whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, it's like not like non-judgment and non-attachment to the thing, observing it, and then sort of like making your next movements from there, and not really sort of focusing and dwelling and again, there's this energy of like beating yourself up over it or something like that. We're moving past that now. Let's see. I kind of want to do just a couple of these, and then we'll do some tarot, and then I'll let you guys go. Okay. Hello, I'll take those too. We have the Pearl, Alchemy, the reward at the end, from grit to grace. Thank you. Your freedom here is the reward at the end, and like the lightness that you're going to be feeling. Birth mysteries. What are you being called to create? You're about to feel like a brand new baby in the world, because it's going to be you're going to be seeing the world as you've never seen it before, because you haven't had the privilege of having this lesson, this particular lesson, or this particular experience behind you. So it's almost like, for example, this is just an example. If you lost a lot of money in some sort of venture, right? You now know what are the things that you need to pay attention to in order to make sure that you not only keep your funds secure, but also grow them, right? There's something like that there. You also know like what kinds of people you can trust and what kinds of people that you can't trust, right? And so you're going to sort of be emerging into this world feeling brand new, feeling like, for some of you make out pretty well in the division of assets. I'm going to say, like, you might make out well in the division of assets, but for others of you, it's like it doesn't even matter about the material by the end of this ordeal. It's not even going to matter to you about the material assets that you wind up retaining, or whatever you've retained from this history. It's not going to matter to you, because it's like your freedom is the most valuable thing. Your freedom to create from a new space, from a new energy, is the most valuable thing to you moving forward. So it's almost like you're at a point where you're willing to surrender and sacrifice whatever needs to be sacrificed to move forward here. they told me, they said, accept your kid. You're not willing. That's the one thing you're not willing to sacrifice. So for those of you who have a child, that's the one thing you're not willing to sacrifice, like to move, like moving forward. Like that's like the sticking point. Like you want access to your child, or you want your child to come with you, or something. I don't know, something like that. For others of you, this is like, if it's not a child, it's like an idea, or it's the copyright, or it's the trademark, or it's the domain name, or something. You know what I mean? It's something like that. It's some part of the creation, some part of the idea that you're not willing to sort of just relinquish lightly. So, and you won't have to, is the thing. You won't have to. They're saying you will have to compromise, but you will not have to relinquish. Okay. Yeah, you're going to be independent of this situation very soon, and also just like you're not. I feel like you're not going to. Be as depleted at the end of it as you think you might be. Oh yeah, this is very fast. Very, very, very quickly you're moving on from something, moving toward this new vision here. You also have like, I feel like this is like two-pronged. It's almost like you're wanting to like get an end to whatever this lesson is, but like the ending is also coming into you. And as the ending is coming into you, there's also like you're meeting in the middle. You're meeting in the middle. So the ending is coming into you. You're taking off in your independence here, independent of the situation. And you also have sort of these new opportunities, sort of like waiting on the sidelines. I don't know. There's some new opportunities on the sidelines that you've been sort of waiting on. Okay, I'm going to take those. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So you have the Two of Cups and the Empress card. The Two of Cups and the Empress card. So there could be some sort of, for some of you, there could be some sort of like business opportunity or sort of creative endeavor that you've been like waiting and wanting to align yourself with, creative partnership that you've been wanting to align yourself with, but you've had to wait so that you could have your independence from whatever the situation is. I don't know why I cannot speak today, y'all, but excuse me. From whatever this situation is, for others of you, it's kind of like you're just opening up to this alignment with your higher self, that it feels like a point that you maybe have not been able to access previously, just because it feels a little bit like whatever situation that you were in was limiting you. What was the limitation? I mean, it could have been just financial limitation, but it also could have been like lack of inspiration, lack of motivation. For some of you, you were dealing with like a lack of leadership. For others of you, this is like something was like sort of, you were like maybe afraid to move forward. Afraid to move forwards. Or like, thank you. Or like if you weren't afraid, if it wasn't like a fear thing, it was almost like like you were punishing yourself or something. That's how I'm getting it. Like you were punishing yourself sitting in this situation. You felt like this is what you deserved. No. You did at some point you sort of tolerated an imbalance because you felt like it was what you deserved, or you sat in it too long because you felt like it was something that you deserved. But again, that illusion has been broken. Where was that card? What was that card? I don't even know. Oh, here it is. The law of perception. Look beyond the illusion to the one truth. the illusion that that whatever was imbalanced was what you deserved has now been broken. It's been lifted, and you're realizing that anything that you would have been, that you will be letting go of, walking away from, compromising on, well, the things that you are willing to relinquish and the things that you're willing to compromise on, it's almost like you're like, you're fine with it. It's okay. Like you're waving the white flag now. You're like, okay, I ignored the red flags for long enough, but now I'm ready to wave the white flag. What do you want? What do you want? What do I want? So that we can move in different directions. And you're like happy to do it. Yeah. Because it's like, yeah, again, waving the white flag. Can't take it anymore. Can't take it anymore. You thought, I mean, like, here's the thing, the Ten of Swords here, it's like, this is something that you somehow thought you, like, if somebody was like being mean to you with their word, or like being like either snarky or like dismissive, or kind of like just cutting you down in a way with their words or with their actions or something like that, it really did a number on your ego. It really did a number on your self-esteem. It really like slowed your solar plexus chakra so that you had serious questions about your worth. Yeah, the Three of Swords. This was actually really disappointing and really painful. Like because it feels like you invested a lot and continued investing a lot, or continued, I mean, even if you weren't investing a lot like tangibly, you might have been investing a lot of energy, investing a lot of focus, and it wasn't, and the longer that wasn't returned to you or reciprocated to you, it was almost like the more depleted you felt. The more depleted you felt, the more your energy, your power, your internal power, the more those things sort of went out the window, and you kept questioning yourself, and it was like this toxic cycle of hurt. But there's a separation. I mean, again, it's like you're waving that white flag. Wave it then. Ready to move on. Because there's this realization, thank you. There's this realization about the levels of manipulation that you were dealing with. You could have been dealing with somebody that was I'm getting a little bit like maybe passive aggressive, or yeah, this is like passive aggressive, or like just manipulating situations so that they went in their favor. There wasn't a lot of integrity in the situation, because it's like, if there was integrity in the situation, then it would have been like somebody who recognizes that you were born for greatness, and like and like supports that growth. But this is like kind of like, I'm feeling like it just like it's like cutting you down. But it's like so subtle. It does feel very subtle. It feels very subtle, and it feels like I can see how you could get sort of like stuck in this loop, this cycle, because it was, again, very difficult to tell whether or not something was genuine opportunity, or someone was being genuine with you. Judgment. But now it ain't hard to tell. It ain't hard to tell now. So they said it ain't hard to tell now. Like, you can see it all very clearly now. And you can see, I think you will also see too, like, this Knight of Wands came out kind of like sideways like this. It's like you see a little bit too, like how you were taking yourself 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Is that how it goes? 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. No, it doesn't feel like, it feels like you were going 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. that is a Paula Abdul song. Opposites, trying to make something that didn't fit into, like, it just didn't fit into the long time. You were trying to make something that didn't fit into the long time because it wasn't very clear the ways that there was a lack of integrity. It wasn't very clear. So this could be the example of, like, you being like, yep, I'm buying this house. This is the house for me. And you're like, you got your down payment ready and everything. And then, like, it comes to the inspection and the house is like, the foundation is falling apart. The roof is terrible. There's all this stuff wrong with the house. And it's like, you were trying to make that like your long time forever house. And now you're having to sort of rethink that situation. Like, can you get your money out of escrow type of deal? So that's for somebody, but it's like a lesson learned, like, not to, get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself here. Don't get ahead of yourself. But again, there's good news after a hard time. There's surely there will be ease after difficulty. There's ease after difficulty, and this will all be right. And it's going to be balanced out in a very fair way. What was imbalanced will now be balanced, and you're not going to feel like you're taking a loss. You are going to feel like you have your power back. You are going to feel like you've reclaimed your power here. I see Libra, Scorpio, Aries, Virgo, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Taurus, Cancer, and Aquarius all out here. And let's go ahead and get a shaman's dream to wrap this up. Can I have one last message to wrap this reading up, please? Okay, let's see what we have here. We have mindful, groupthink. This feels like you're set. This feels like you are moving away from honestly from some sort of group or some sort of connection. Could be a group of people. The band is breaking up. The band is breaking up. Mindful. Okay. It says, the human mind can be so many things. A prison, a latrine, a circus, a temple, a cave. It can be a place of restriction or a place of never-ending expansion. Right now, be careful of where you wander in your mind. The quality of your thoughts is key as you're in a fertile time for full manifestation. You want to ensure that the seeds you plant will sprout and flourish into the life you seek to grow. Be mindful not to scatter weeds, right? Be like, don't try to hang on to things from this situation or like sort of like dig your heels in the ground on like certain sticking points that really it's just like stubbornness or being driven by ego. It's like don't like it's yeah, because the things that you would be digging your heels in about, you're going to find that you don't even need them or you don't even think about them. It's like arguing for a box of documents it's like arguing for a box of old documents that you will just put into a filing cabinet and never look at again. But you wanted them and you prolonged something for this box of documents. I don't know. It's easy to be influenced by others right now too, especially in our digital age. It's hard to protect yourself from energy and the sheer amount of information bombarding you 24/7. If you allow all the fear and uncertainty to pollute your mind and your emotions, you will fill yourself up with this negativity, and then you see more of it in your outer world, right? So it's almost like that's what you had been doing, right? You had been letting some sort of like, I don't know, something that was cutting you down or keeping you trapped, keeping you stuck in your head, keeping you in doubt. You were sort of letting that sort of infiltrate your peace here. Stay out of gossip and other forms of groupthink. For when you cut another person down, didn't I say somebody was cutting you down? If this is you, then cut it out. But like this, it feels like somebody was cutting you down. And so stay out of gossip and other forms of groupthink. For when you cut another person down to their level due to their perceived mistakes or limit them by your envy, you activate lack for yourself. So fill yourself with thoughts of plenty. Imagine your universe unfettered by scarcity and alive with abundant hope and goodness, here for the long time and for the good time. Be mindful of what your mind is full of and keep the faith. Good brings more good. Love more love. Gratitude more things to be grateful for. All right, y'all, that's the message that I have. I really hope that it resonated with some people out there. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Hit the thumbs up. Drop me a comment. I love all of those things. I love you all so much. Join us over on Patreon, too. We would love to have you. But if this is the end of the road for us today, I am sending you so much love, so much peace, so many blessings, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.